Are
you gonna open with the sunglasses?
Yeah, I just did.
Podcast. Hello and welcome to What Pissed You Off This Week.
Hello.
I am your host, Lele. Please remember to take pictures, Raukola. And I am joined here today by Torgeir. Won't stop caressing the microphone with his face, Ryssevik. Say hello, Torgeir.
Hello.
You have finally stopped rubbing your face against the microphone.
What do you mean?
I recall a time about 10 minutes ago where I had to say, take your eye out of the microphone. Also, cool shades, my dude.
Thank you. I was using the microphone to push my mustache out of my face.
Is your mustache in your
eyebrows.
You also...
And I did also just shove it into my eye at one point.
And you also put it against your forehead and excitedly exclaimed, I'm a unicorn!
It wasn't like that. I said, I'm a unicorn.
Well, anyway,
Yes.
What pissed you off this week?
I was recently in England at a songwriting camp. Bad Manners songwriting camp. And the food in England has very little flavor. So unless you're going to an Asian restaurant or something run by people who are not British.
Yeah.
The food has no seasoning.
Not even salt?
No, there was no salt in the house.
What?
So we had these noodle pots and snack pots and all that.
Yeah.
With no flavor. And I was like, can we at least add salt? No, there was no salt in the house. A fucking house that houses 26 people with a big ass kitchen.
No salt?
Not a single salt and pepper shaker type situation.
That is bizarre to me as a Finnish person because we apparently are kind of well known for adding too much salt to everything. Finnish people have a lot of heart diseases that come from eating a lot of salt. So yeah, I would not be able to handle that.
Yeah.
No salt, no lele.
But on the second day, though, we did go to an Asian place that had really good food. I had a little bit of food on my plate, turned to speak to Jonas back there, speak to him for maybe 15 seconds, turn back. My food is gone. They've just taken my food.
How much food did you have left on your plate?
It was not a lot of
much.
food. I was pretty much done. But I had noodles with prawns. And when you get noodles with prawns, you have this many prawns on your plate. And you want to ration out the prawns for the noodles. You know what I mean? So you take this much noodles, one prawn. So I had one prawn saved up. And they just take my plate. And I wanted that fucking prawn. I was considering just not doing anything about it. But I thought, okay, let me just at least tell them. Maybe I don't have to pay for my drink or whatever. Just let them know. And she came super quick as well because nobody at the table noticed her coming in. She was just, yeah, so I go and tell them yeah, you just came and took my plate. And they were like, oh shit, yeah, we'll make you a whole new plate. And I was like, no, don't do that. I don't need a whole plate. And they're like, yeah, you're going to get a whole plate. They insisted.
You guys were leaving at that point.
This was as we were leaving. A minute and a half before we were going out the door, they came with the food. And I was like, yeah, by the way, can I get that with the to-go box? And her smile just went from customer service to... fuck you. So she goes back, gets the to-go box, doesn't put it in the box for me or anything, just puts it on the tray. Boom.
Slams it on the table?
Yeah, literally slaps it. And I just, as fast as I can, eat a little bit, put as much as I can in the box, eat a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Thing is, I'm on your side on this because I would also, first of all, ask me before you take my plate.
Yeah.
And then I would want to have some kind of a, oh, sorry, we took your food away too early, gesture from the restaurant. But I also fucking feel her pain of being like, oh, well, here's your portion. Actually, can I have it in a to-go box? Motherfucker.
Yeah.
But that's on you. Yeah. Don't take someone's plate away before they're finished.
Yeah.
And the cutlery language, isn't it if you have your cutlery like this, pointing to what is it, 5 and 7, then you're not finished, or then you're still eating. But then if you put both of them into 5 o'clock, that means I'm finished with my food.
Rules like that are so fucking stupid. Because where is the rule book on that?
That's actually I think fairly common knowledge.
But who the fuck ever tells you this stuff?
My parents, and that's just etiquette. You know, when you are, for example, at like a fancy restaurant, that's
etiquette is don't act like a fucking asshole. It's not like secret codes in how you
that's not
arrange
secret.
your silverware.
Because etiquette is about hospitality and respecting other people.
Yeah.
I've learned this from William Hansen, and that is showing respect, and also making the servers' lives easier, because that is supposed to be there so that they know when they can come take your plate. Then if you have your cutlery like this, then no, okay, they're not finished yet. And then if you have your cutlery together, when it's 5, they know, okay, I can go get it. You know? So it's to make everyone's life easier, or also for you so that they know to come get your stuff.
I've never learned this stuff.
Has no one ever told you that?
No.
What? Are you kidding me, or are you being serious?
Basic fucking shit. If you have your menu open, they will think you're still looking in the menu, so close the menu and they will come over. Shit like that, but not put your cutlery like that. What the fuck is that?
Pause. Ready for a second play? I don't know about that usually, but yeah, finished. I've been always taught that.
That is not something regular people know.
Yeah, everyone knows this. For me, I've always been taught to put it into 5 o'clock. Here, people have put it just in the middle of the plate. I've always been taught to 5 o'clock, but I guess this is as well. But this is super common knowledge.
No, it's not.
Okay, please leave a comment. Is this common knowledge that if you are not finished with your meal, you have your cutlery like this, and if you are finished with your meal, you put your cutlery together? That is so weird to me, because I've known that since I was 4 years old. I am willing to say that I'm weird if nobody else knows this, but you have to accept that you're weird if everyone else does.
Depends. If everyone commenting is from Finland, then
if it's international people.
Yeah.
Okay.
What pissed you off this week?
What pissed me off this week is that you have slightly different settings on your DaVinci Resolve than I do. And your fucking touchpad or trackpad, whatever the fuck you call it, I hate it. Why?
It's the same thing you have on your laptop.
Yeah, but why would you take the worst part of a laptop?
That one's so great.
Basically, I was going through the last episode, adding graphics and looking through it on his iMac, because he edited it, and it was easier to finish it on his iMac than transporting it onto mine. And it pissed me off so much that he has slightly different settings or shortcuts, and I was trying to just anything. For example, when zooming into the track on your Resolve, it doesn't zoom into where the red line is, which is the cursor. It doesn't center it to that.
I know.
Whereas on my iMac it does, and it frustrated me so much.
It always centers it to the player head on mine, which is incredibly stupid.
Yeah, why is that?
Because I don't always use the player head and have that with me when I'm editing. I zoom in somewhere and go along. Yeah. And then whenever I try to zoom out, it pops back to where the player head is.
By player head, do you mean the mouse or the red thing?
The thing.
I want it to always zoom into that red thing. Because I use that as my guide, or if I go somewhere else and then take me back to where the player head is, and it takes me elsewhere. It annoyed me so much. Or sometimes it's just easier to kind of put the player head almost where I want to go, and then zoom closer, and then actually go to where I want. And then when it doesn't zoom into that, it threw me off so bad, constantly. And then I had the motherfucking trackpad. Oh my god. I feel like it's not as exact as it is with a mouse. Everything is so much more kind of ballpark. I feel like I can be much more precise with an actual physical mouse.
I think that might be just because you're more used to it.
And then also just fucking not being able to zoom in and zoom out pissed me off so much. It's so stupid!
In this week's news, there is a new movie out.
Called Wicked.
It's called Wicked, and it's Wicked. We haven't seen it yet.
It's the act 1 of the Wicked musical.
Yeah, they did it in 2 parts as well.
Yeah, they're in 2 parts.
Yeah.
Which honestly I like, because I think they would have had to cut out quite a bit of stuff had they not done it that way. And I mean, they might have had to cut out songs and stuff.
Yes. But we haven't seen this movie yet.
No. But
why are we talking about it?
We are talking about it because we have, I think, one major grievance, but multiple other tiny ones as well.
Yes.
Our main grievance is their version of the song Popular.
Yes.
Why does it sound so bad?
I can tell you why.
Wait, and before anyone comes for us in the comments, we are not saying that Ariana Grande is not a great singer.
She is a fantastic performer.
She's a fantastic performer, and no one is disputing that.
Yes.
We are talking about this from an audio quality perspective, and because he is an audio engineer, he knows quite a bit about audio and how it's supposed to sound. And Torgeir, is it supposed to sound like it does?
No, it's not.
Why does the audio quality sound like she's singing into a tin can?
So the reason that it sounds as bad as it does is because someone made the decision that all of the audio should be recorded on set as one performance with the dancing and the swinging around and whatnot while she's singing. And yeah, she delivers the vocals pretty good for that type of performance. It's a live performance. She's swinging around, she's dancing and turning and whatnot.
For people who haven't seen it, she is hanging from a chandelier at one point. She's moving around a lot.
Yes. And yeah, so considering that, she did a pretty fantastic performance.
Yeah.
But with that type of performance and that type of recording, there are limitations. They cannot use a really good big microphone that will capture the fullness of her voice. They are using, I don't know if they're using like this type of mic or
either
a lav mic
or have they boomed it, and is that why it sounds so horrible?
I don't know.
What has the audio capture been? I don't know.
I don't know how they capture the audio, but it's not in an ideal way. And you can hear it. There is a lot of noise, like clothing movement and that type of noise in the signal. And the high cut is also very high, meaning that there is a lack of low frequency information, probably because the mic was hitting clothing or whatnot. I don't know. They needed to take out low end information, meaning that when you cut it a little bit too high, it will sound like there's a buildup of frequencies in the lower mid, even though there's not, just because you're cutting it.
Can you explain this in layman's terms who knows nothing about frequencies?
It's going to sound boomy and tinny is what it does.
Yeah, like you're singing into a tin can.
Yeah, kinda. And also, like, I get that with the limitations of the recording, they had to do that, but that also boils down to they shouldn't have done the live thing in the first place. But there is also one very specific thing that even with that type of recording, they should have fixed that. Because if you listen to the very beginning, like the dialogue parts, and in the first part where the track is more sparse, you can really hear this. There is like a high frequency hiss and like a very specific one frequency, high frequency around like maybe 17, 18,000 hertz, which is just there, always present in the whole thing. And it, like, why did they not fix that?
I don't understand. I truly don't.
It's an audio issue. It's not like, oh, this nice thing we keep for authenticity. No, there was a grounding issue on her channel and nobody cared to fix it.
And just like, I understand kind of why they did the live singing, because you can tell when someone is singing and when someone is lip syncing.
Yeah.
It is like you can tell if you look at their throat and stuff. You can see it.
Yeah.
Let me finish.
Okay.
And I get that they wanted to bring that authentic, like, musical feel to it, that they are actually capturing a performance. But yeah, save that for the movie. Why didn't they make a cast recording?
As
every
the original
does.
cast did.
Yeah. Like, Kristen Chenoweth sounds amazing in the cast recording. And that is not, like, a captured performance. She is singing in a studio.
Yeah.
And it sounds good. And, like, obviously you know a lot about audio and like compression, whatever the fuck. I don't. So to my ears, like when I was listening to Ariana's performance, it just sounds so robotic.
Yeah.
And like very almost AI generated in a way.
Yeah.
And like it kind of made me really sad because I was truly looking forward to this film.
Yeah.
And especially that song, because that is my favorite song from the music. I know that is such a mainstream take. I don't care.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's a very good song.
It's a very good song.
I haven't even seen the musical. I love that song.
Yeah, and I love Defying Gravity as well.
I haven't heard it, I think. I've heard snippets.
Yeah.
But it doesn't spark the same interest as with Popular.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of good things about the movie. Like, a lot of people seem to go in very skeptical. but came out loving it and like having loved it.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely gonna go see it, and I'm very much like looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But like now, the version of Popular that I heard doesn't make me very
excited.
Yeah, like I'm excited about the movie, but not about the sound quality.
Yeah.
And what is it with the fucking god awful backlight in every scene?
Yeah, no, but that's the thing in movies, like altogether these days.
But it's annoying as hell.
Yeah.
And like I love this YouTube commentator called Kayla Says, and like she said like there were scenes where the backlight was so bad that like it hindered your ability to see the performance. Like this one actor's face was just completely covered by the god awful by the just blown out backlight. And I don't love the color grading they have going on in the film.
Yeah.
I loved Technicolor, and I loved Barbie. Because it was so colorful.
That was very vibrant. I haven't seen that film either, but I've seen the promo material. Very vibrant. Very Barbie beautiful. In your face.
But like I very much like that look of it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that like Wicked would have benefited from that visual look instead of looking kind of like uncolor graded. But we have to watch Barbie. We can do like a movie night, the three of us.
But I didn't get to the main issue about the audio. What is like the main overall issue why it's not sounding good, in my opinion, is that the voice and the instrumental don't blend very well. They don't sound like the same performance in the same room. Because like the instruments, very much a very crisp studio recording. Like they sound great, dynamic. They sound crisp as fuck. Mm-hmm. But then you are capturing a very live performance and you're trying to make that blend.
It doesn't blend.
It doesn't work. Like, if you are doing that type of vocal performance, you should hold back on the track a little bit, make that sound a little bit less crisp so that the voice will sit nicely in your track and you won't have to over compress the voice and like bring up the higher frequencies to where you can hear that motherfucking hiss just so that it's loud enough over that crisp as fuck instrumental.
Yeah.
Because when you listen to Kristen Chenoweth's version of the song, the track and the vocal sounds like it's in the same room. It's one performance.
Yeah.
You can kind of, if you close your eyes, you can see the stage. She's standing there. Yeah. You have the orchestra. That sounds like a performance. While Ariana sounds like she is singing to a studio track.
It sounds like she's doing karaoke.
Yeah. And it's just two different worlds. And when you blend them together, you get the worst of both of them. Kinda.
Yeah. And you have more of this like technical audio perspective. I have more of first of all, I don't handle change very well, famously. Yes. What was my reaction when I first saw that you had shaved your head?
I don't like it.
I still feel so bad. Yeah. You look great. I don't like change. He had very long hair before that. But I hate the way she sings some of the bits.
Yeah, especially the popular.
It sounds like we can't play it because copyright issues.
Popular?
Shut up. Like the way she sings, like some of the bits. It's specifically, we listened to it yesterday.
Yeah. You're referring to popular, right?
Yeah, no, I'm referring to the other bit, which was remember?
Heads of state or especially great communicators.
No, that was the one that pissed you off. For me, it was because you've got an awfully long way to go. I can't, I can't sing it now because we're getting copyrighted, but like...
They added a whole bar.
Yeah.
They added 4 beats, which totally
breaks off the
pacing.
Yeah.
Because awfully long way to go. There is the next part, but she's taking so much time that you have to go awfully long way to go. Transition here and bam.
Yeah. Like that, and just it sounded not off key, but it didn't sound good.
It didn't sound off key.
No, that's what I said. Not off key, but like just like very like I know. Okay. This is probably also just because I know how the original is sung and I'm very attached to that way. So in my head, I'm like, oh, that sounds bad because it sounds different. Yeah. But I mean, like maybe for someone who hasn't heard the original version, it sounds fine. But to me personally, when I'm expecting certain pacing, I'm like, what was that?
Yeah. But what I'm guessing is that the like movie makers wanted to put something visual in there that
Could
they
be.
needed the time for, and
Could be.
therefore they wanted to allow themselves, I don't know, 2 or 3 more seconds in that section.
Or they wanted Ariana to kind of make it her own so that people aren't saying that she's copying Kristen Chenoweth.
But
Because people were already like, before the movie came out, they were like, oh, she's just going to be copying Kristen. So maybe they wanted to give her an opportunity to make the song more her own.
but then sing the song in your own way. Don't change the song.
And don't add unnecessary runs.
yeah.
The runs, did you also notice the runs?
Yeah. There were a couple times where, I don't know, she just went to Ariana and
Yes.
I'm not hearing Glenda, I'm hearing Ariana. And I don't want to
Exactly.
hear Ariana. She's a great fucking pop artist, but
Yeah, but I came here for
Wicked.
Glinda.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly. Like, that almost sounded like the way people were parodying it. Like, oh, this is how she's going to sing it. I'm like, oh, that is how she
Yeah.
ended up singing it.
Yeah.
And
But-
I just...
But of course, she got to make the character her
Yeah,
own.
exactly.
It's
Like-
going to sound like her, but
The run I've just felt was unnecessary.
it's very 2024 pop star.
Yes.
It's not whatever era and whatever world this is
Yeah,
set in,
exactly.
kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly
It
what
brings
you mean.
you to today's day.
Yeah, it feels too modern when it's supposed to be timeless. kind of.
Yeah, it you know, iPhone face.
I know exactly. Yeah. Very
It's
much.
giving iPhone face in an 1800s period
Yeah, I
piece.
love
you know?
iPhone face, by the way. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love watching a show that's set in, like, year 1536 and the characters have lip filler. I'm like, that's so cool that you guys had Botox back then.
Yeah.
Like-
Crispy as fucking eyeliner.
Yeah,
You know?
or in Bridgerton, it's so cool that they all have gel nails and glitter eyeshadow. It's so cool that they had that back in the day.
Hell yeah.
But to be fair, Bridgerton is very loose with its historical clothing. Not
Yeah.
very accurate at all. Pretty, very beautiful. But I honestly completely vibe with it in Bridgerton because they make it look good. You know,
Yes.
they're just hot people prancing around in the Regency era. But back to the runs, I don't know if we've talked about it necessarily, but I hate runs. I
Yeah.
don't like runs.
Mhm.
Maybe it's because I can't do runs myself. Don't know.
Jealousy.
Shut the fuck up. But I often feel like they just are unnecessary.
Yeah.
And
If the run is not serving the melody.
yeah, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's this one Christmas performance by Christina Aguilera, and I think she was singing with Seth MacFarlane, like "Baby It's Cold Outside" or something.
Yeah.
She does a run every line. Every line ends or starts with a run, and it sounds so bad because too many runs. You know?
Yeah. Also,
And-
while we're on Christmas things, have you heard the one with, I think it's Camila Cabello?
Going for quiz
Quizmoise.
Yes, I have. I have
Quizmoise.
Quizmoise. But there is one run
Yeah.
that I am extremely fond of.
Yeah.
And that is at the end of Defying Gravity. The oh.
Yes.
We talked about this yesterday, yes. And Cynthia Erivo, who is an incredibly talented singer, she did a great job as Elphaba, like 10 out of 10 no notes, except this one note. She embellished that belt quite a bit.
She had that like very slow rise up to the first note.
Yeah.
I can dig that. It
Yeah.
makes it dirty and cool,
Yeah,
kind
the
of.
thing is, the run itself, gorgeous, very good job, but in another song. I wanted
Yeah.
that Wicked run, you know?
Yeah, you came for Wicked.
I came for that one run that is what everyone knows of that song. I was just a little like, really?
yeah.
Like, Cynthia, girly? Like, no, she did a great job, but I don't like change. I wanted it to be that same belt that I'm always used to. It's kind of like, you know, if you're listening to Sweet Caroline and instead of Sweet Caroline and bum, 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 they
Yeah.
just did like a complete other fill there. Like,
Yeah.
ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-bum. Like,
Or
you
if you buy a Nokia phone and it goes zipper-doo-doo, zipper-doo-doo, zipper-dabba-da-bow, yeah.
yeah, exactly. I know this is such a stupid thing to bitch about.
Yeah.
And I completely recognize that there will probably be Ariana and Cynthia fans.
Is it a
in my-
stupid thing to bitch about though?
I don't know. Is it? Because I truly cannot stress this enough. Cynthia and Ariana both did a great job, and like I loved Ariana's Glinda, like the hair thing that she does, beautiful.
Yeah.
And Cynthia is just a fabulous singer. She's so amazing, but she just the one belt.
Would you
annoys
call
me.
that line the main tagline of that song? The main hook, kinda? Or
Not the main hook, but I would say that it is like very well known.
is it as essential to that song as the Shabba-dabba-bow is to the
Ba-ba-da.
McDonald's song? You know what I
It
mean?
is to me. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's to someone else.
Yeah.
Because like I wasn't defying gravity, blah blah blah. Like to someone else, there might be some other bit of the song, but to me, I fucking always love that last bit.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you did Popular without the popular, you know?
Yeah.
I would,
Or if you just sang it straight without doing the yodel.
It's gonna be popular. Like that's, you know? I know!
Say it properly.
Popular.
No. Popular. There we go.
Popular.
I'm gonna be popular.
Thank you. But yeah, like that
is the best like part of that song though.
I know.
Popular.
And especially when Kristen does it.
Yeah, it's so satisfying.
And there have been other great Glindas as well. Especially on Broadway. I'm not that into not that familiar with West End, but at least on Broadway, a lot of really talented Glindas. But like Kristen is always gonna be Kristen.
Yeah.
You know, she is Glinda.
She killed that performance.
She is Glinda.
Yeah,
Kind of like Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool.
Was it
or
written
RDJ is
for-
Iron Man? She is Glinda.
Was the part written for her, or like was the song
wasn't-
written with her in mind, or was she cast for the
I
pre-written?
am not entirely sure, but she is the original Glinda on Broadway.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
But like, was she part of the role development, kinda?
We can ask ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Yes, Popular from the musical Wicked was indeed written with Kristen Chenoweth in mind. Composer and lyricist Stephen Schwartz tailored the song to suit Chenoweth's exceptional comedic timing, bubbly personality, and vocal abilities.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was very much written for her.
Yeah, and yeah, that's why I asked, because you can tell.
You can definitely
Yeah,
tell. And
it
her
suits her voice
comedic timing
really good.
is impeccable.
And there,
She's so funny.
I'm also guessing then that Defying Gravity was written
Idina Menzel.
specifically for Idina.
I always almost say Indina.
Yeah, it's
But
Idina, right?
It's Idina.
Yeah,
It is.
because we also talked about this yesterday, where at
It is
least for
Idina.
me, what makes that sound cool in that specific version
her voice.
is how it hits her voice. It's not the notes in itself; it's the transition between them and how it hits her voice, and it
she's
sounds
an incredible performer
crisp
as well.
and sharp. And yeah, incredible. Except I did not like her in Frozen. I'm sorry.
I have to say that I agree with you. Actually, like
Yeah.
I don't know why, but to me, Elsa's voice sounds older than what she's supposed to be.
Yeah, because she is what
20 something.
23 maybe.
She
I don't know.
sounds 40, which is
Yeah,
probably
she
what
doesn't-
Idina was.
She doesn't sound like an old
No,
woman
no.
at all. She just doesn't sound as youthful as the character is supposed to be.
Idina
Well,
Menzel is now 53, so she was in her 40s when she recorded
it was
that.
Kristen Bell did Anna, was it?
Yes.
She did an incredible performance.
Yes.
She was selling her as a 16, 18 year
Yeah,
old.
but Kristen Bell, I think, has brighter voice.
Yeah, and she sounds smiley.
Yeah, she was fully smiling the entire recording. You can
Yeah.
hear it.
Yeah.
And I guess Elsa is more serious as a character than Anna is.
Yeah.
And she's more cynical, maybe.
But
But
when
still.
I see the character, I see like she's like 35 maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's giving that vibe. She's not...
She didn't sound like as old as she did. Or like she doesn't look like she should sound the way she did.
Yeah. So like I think like the whole story would be more impactful if you made her more youthful, kind of.
Yeah. Because then she's so young and struggling with these really big things and big
Yeah.
feelings and like...
And like especially because it's a kids movie,
Yeah.
it's easier to relate to someone
Yeah,
who's
than to
more
a
youthful.
45-year-old woman.
Yeah. Still not saying that Idina is
Did a bad
old
job.
or
Yeah,
did
no.
a bad job
No,
or
she's
anything like that.
beautiful and she's a great singer.
But not the right pick for that role,
Yeah.
I don't think.
No, I feel like she should have had like also higher of a voice, which I usually never
Not
campaign for higher
necessarily.
voices.
Higher as in tone register?
I guess, yeah.
Because she does go very high.
She does.
But-
I guess I mean brighter than
Yeah,
maybe.
I would think brighter.
Or more
'cause-
colorful. 'Cause she has kind of like a deeper voice. She's
Yeah.
fucking Elphaba. Elphaba
Yeah.
has a very strong voice.
Yeah.
I feel like Elsa should have sounded more like Glinda than Elphaba.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Agree. But then again, like,
Yeah, but actually, yeah, no.
then
'cause
Anna has more of the Glinda type playful
Yeah.
character
that
to
is true.
her.
I,
So you want the contrast between them.
yeah. Was she then the right choice? Are we contradicting ourselves?
I don't know, but when I was watching that movie, at least, I was relating so much more to Anna. And
Same.
at least for me, she was the main character. And whatever the Ice Princess was doing was just a fucking
Her
side
thing.
plot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was what pushed the plot.
But I
But,
mean, that
Anna
is-
was the protagonist. you know
Anna
what I
is
mean?
who we are following
Yeah,
most
yeah.
of the movie. So I think one could argue she is the main protagonist. And next week, when this, when this episode comes out, that's going to be my last weekend in Norway for a while.
So we're going to have to pre-record a lot of shit.
You guys are going to be getting a lot of pre-recorded stuff because I'm going to be in Finland.
Yes.
With my dog. That's just my baby dog.
Baby dog.
Baby dog. Is there something more we want to say about Wicked?
I think we've wrapped up musical talk.
I think we have to watch the movie.
Yeah, let's revisit this once we've been to the actual theater and seen the movie. What pissed you, specifically you, off this week?
This is the section where you can complain about whatever went wrong with your week and we will read it out for everyone on the internet.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And our first listener writing comes from my dear friend, Leeni Buckler. Hi, Leeni. I miss you like crazy.
Hello.
She is quite the legend in her own right in my own school, or old school. I can explain that to you afterwards, but I don't think I can say the reasons on the internet, or we will get demonetized. But Leeni, you're a real one, and I still think about you. She says, my car broke down on a Saturday and there are no mechanics open. That fucking blows.
It does.
Very sorry to hear that, Leeni. You can kind of relate because you also took your car to the mechanics but never got it back.
Yeah, I still haven't got it back.
Because it's dead.
Yeah, no, it's not dead. It just didn't pass EU regulations. And I have just let it sit there now for a couple of weeks because I've been out of the country and haven't wanted to deal with it.
Yeah.
I'm like considering like, is it worth it to put in that much on that car?
Yeah,
or
like how...
is it better for me to sell it for parts?
Yeah.
Or just scrap it. And then
how many years does he have ahead of it if you fix it now?
Yeah, there's that. And like in terms of how much do I need a car?
That is also true. Our next
better.
listener writing comes from my friend Rosie Susanna on Instagram.
Hello, Rosie.
And she says, employers ghosting me after the interview. Fucking sucks. That has happened to me.
Employee or employer?
Sorry, employers.
Yes.
Like, that has happened to me.
Yes.
Did you hit puberty?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so excited for you. Finally. But like that has happened to me so many times when I've applied for jobs that they just never get back to me. And I'm like, okay, well, just have the basic decency to fucking tell me I didn't get the job. She also says that plans being changed last minute every damn time and artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence does piss me off.
The lack of intelligence in my artificial intelligence has pissed me off multiple times.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't like AI in arts a lot. Or in like, for example, paintings. Every time I see a cool painting on Pinterest and find out it's fucking AI, I'm so disappointed in myself. But yeah, send us your stories of what pissed you off this week. We have once again gotten to complain. I love complaining with you. It's great.
Yeah. Complaining is fun.
Complaining is so fun. I love being negative.
Yeah, and I have so many things I want to complain about. We were talking before this episode. We had to like decide what are we going to put in this episode and then the 3 next episodes.
Because we had so many things we wanted to bitch about.
Yes.
But thank you for listening, you lumberjack-looking Canadian man who has brown eyes.
We're not doing Jade again.
I wish I would be doing Jade again. Bye!